Okay, here's the real estate market update for Northwest Michigan for the first quarter, and actually it'll include April as well, so the first 4 months of the year. In general, the housing market for Northwest Michigan is just a little bit less robust as it was a year ago. Now, relatively speaking, it's still a strong real estate market. We're just coming off of 3 or 4 years of really strong peak activity, but it's selling a little bit. Inventories are up. There are more homes to choose from. The higher the sale price, the more inventory there is. From a value standpoint, you see it as well. Values are rising faster to lower level and rising a little slower as the home values go up. So we're seeing still good activity, still a strong market. It just, homes will be in the market a little longer this year than last. Inventory is a little more to choose from. Those homes that are move-in ready, they've been updated in the last 5 to 7 years, even 10 years or earlier. Those are moving a lot faster. They're still getting occasional overbids, so we're still seeing a number of homes being overbid. But that tends to be in the lower price range in those homes that are really renovated or updated. In general, one of the questions that we get, two questions we get from buyers are, should we hold off and wait for values to cool down a little bit after they've jumped so much from the bottom of the recession to now? And from sellers, should we wait to see the values rise a little bit? Maybe we get more out of our home. And the reality is that this is a good time. Now is a good time to get into the market because rates are lower. They're lower than they were a year ago. Towards the end of 2018, the last quarter of 2018, the market settled quite a bit, and it did because rates went up. Rates have gone down again. So now you have more homes to choose from at lower rates. So from a buyer standpoint, and value is not rising quite as fast. From a buyer standpoint, this is the time to be in the market looking. From a seller, we don't anticipate appreciation rates to pick up again dramatically. We've come off our pent-up demand release from the recession years back. We're settling into 2 to 3 to 4% growth range, and 4% appreciation is probably for the low-end prices. The upper end is slower than that. So we're anticipating a pretty steady market. So there's not a huge incentive to wait. And in general, when you're looking at housing, it's really hard to time the change. It's hard to time it in stocks. It's hard to time it in any sort of asset change. What you really want to look at is, what are your housing needs? What best fits your needs, your family's needs to the housing? The market itself is going to be reasonably stable for a while, we anticipate, so you can't go wrong with any choice you make. At the moment, you've got an opportunity because rates are low and values or homes are more plentiful. But this is kind of that time to jump in for the next few months. If you're going to think about it, now's the time to at least test the waters. There's some conversation about recessions. Economists are saying maybe next year there might be one. One of the things to keep in mind is that except for the last recession, which is a housing-based recession, look at the past 5 recessions before that. Housing actually rose. The values of homes actually went up. The number of homes, although they may not have risen, they didn't drop dramatically during the recession because those recessions were either stock market or auto or something. They weren't housing-based. So even if there is a slowdown, there probably will at some point be one. It's not going to have a dramatic effect on housing, home values and all. So I wouldn't use that as a decision to hold back or your actions. I would think jump in the market now. This is a good time to do it. This would be a good year for housing. And in general, Northwest Michigan, as it has been for a while, a good year. So that's all. Thank you.